Well, that is the end of day 2 of the second test between Australia and India, and another fully entertaining, enthralling day and night of test cricket, with the pink ball flying not just into stumps and pads but to the boundary and over it. Just another classic day of test cricket in this series. Australia, with their noses in front, maybe more comfortably than we might have imagined going into the day's play. They end their innings 10 for 337, and this is how it unfolded. It was a day that began with the early dismissal of Nathan McSweeney, 39 off 109, and Steve Smith continued his poor run of form, going out for 2 off 11 balls. But amongst that, Marnus Labuschagne crossed 50 for the first time in this series. He was eventually dismissed in an unfortunate way, 64 off 126 balls. It was just prior to lunch, and he'd been playing so well and so patiently and waiting for the right ball to hit and leaving well, and then just had a bit of a dabble at one outside off stump, a ball that was maybe a little bit higher, and nicked it through and was out, which was, a disappointing way for him to go out. But still a relief for him that he's scoring runs, a relief for the Australians that he's scoring runs. Worked through a really difficult period on the evening of day 1 and then found some more attacking form on day 2 and claimed that half century. But once he was gone, it was the Travis Head show at his home ground of Adelaide Oval. He flays, bludgeons, finesses, 140 off 141 deliveries, 17 fours, 4 sixes. It was just a magnificent innings to watch, one of the better ones this summer. I would say it's probably just second behind Jaiswal's 160 odd from the first test. There's an argument to be made that this one was as good, but I don't know. That Jaiswal innings was maybe one of the better test cricket innings I've ever seen, full stop, in terms of how it was paced and played to perfection. But this was just what Australia needed, someone to come in, fight fire with fire, and Travis Head did just that. I mean, on a track where other batsmen for his team struggled to, score runs in a free-flowing way. On a track where India later in the evening struggled to, put together consistent partnerships, Travis Head just came out and looked like he was batting almost on a different surface to everyone else. And the ball he got out to was in the end missing a full toss that clean bowled him from Mohammad Siraj. A delivery after he just flicked him for 6. So in some ways, he was his own undoing. It was certainly not what you would have regarded as a regular wicket-taking ball, I wouldn't have thought. More often than not, that one would have gone to the boundary maybe, but it was just a miss on Travis Head's part. But, fantastic innings from him. A potentially match-winning knock for Australia, and the sort of innings that will challenge Mitch Starc for man of the match honours in my voting, should Australia claim victory in this test match. So Australia, they were quickly dismissed after Travis Head went out. 6 overs after he was dismissed, they were all out for 337, and that left India to bat in the evening session. This was really a bit of a returning of the favour from the Australians, who had to bat out the whole last session last night with the pink ball. They put India in to do the same, and where Australia were able to resist, and maybe they probably played less aggressively, Australia, but lost fewer wickets, India scored plenty of runs. They flowed freely, 5.3 runs scored per over to chalk up 128 by the close of play. But in doing so, they lost half of their wickets. It was Jaiswal out for 24, Shubman Gill 28. There were starts for India, and that was probably something that a bit frustrating from their point of view. As I said, Jaiswal 24 off 31. You had KL Rahul, didn't last that long, 7 runs off 10 balls. The start for Shubman Gill gets 28 off 30, then gets bowled by Mitchell Starc. Virat Kohli out for 11 off 21. They lost Rohit Sharma, bowled by Patrick Cummins, 6 off 15. And the 2 men at the wicket now are Rishabh Pant, 28 off 25. He's hit 5 fours. And you've got Nitish Kumar Reddy on 15 off 14. We'll get to the importance of their partnership going into the day's play tomorrow in a moment. But that was something that stuck out, I suppose, from this session from India. There were plenty of runs scored, but that wasn't really an issue for Australia because they were taking wickets. The first partnership was 12 runs. The second partnership, 30 runs. The third was 24. The fourth was 20. The fifth was 19. So India, just unable to get 2 batsmen locked down at the crease for an extended period of time where they could have, really got in and seen off the challenge of the pink ball under lights. So that's left them in some serious trouble. They still trail here by 29 runs going into day 3. But crucially, they have, the partnership really that has the potential to change the outcome of games in the same way that Travis Head did so earlier in the day for Australia. Both Pant and Reddy have that opportunity. They have that skill set to, notch up plenty of runs in quick time. It's just whether they're able to do it here when day 3 rocks around. As I said, Pant is 28 off 25. Nitish Kumar Reddy, 15 off 14. If they can bat 15 to 20 overs tomorrow morning, India are going to be in front. And that's probably what needs to happen to give India a decent chance of winning this game. I mean, you've got Ravichandran Ashwin to come in next. And, he's plenty good enough with the bat, but he can't change a game in the same way that Pant or Kumar Reddy can. So this is, the most crucial of partnerships in what's left to come for India. And they'll need those two to put on plenty of runs. They really probably need one of these players to score 100, I would think, in order to set Australia something that they feel like they might be able to bowl at. They've got to get back in front, first things first, but it's going to be a crucial first session. Can India get through it and preserve one of these super attacking, difference-making batsmen, or can Australia nip both of them out? Because if Australia can go in at lunch having dismissed both Rishabh Pant and Nitish Kumar Reddy, then you would think the game will be all but over. Because even if they have a super aggressive session and score maybe 120 runs again in the morning session, but both those batsmen are dismissed, India's lead will only be 100 and there'll only be 3 wickets left. So it wouldn't even be 100 quite, or around 100. So I think it's crucial that one of those players is still batting at lunch for India tomorrow, or tea or dinner or whatever they call the breaks in the day-night tests. At the first major break, they need Rishabh Pant or Nitish Kumar Reddy to still be batting and ready to do damage after that interval. So that is the state of play as it stands after day 2 of Test 2. I have to give the honours again here to Australia. It's 2 days in a row now where they've had the better of it. And, there were definitely things that India did well at times. Jasprit Bumrah, 4 for 61 off 23 overs. Suspected that he was maybe carrying a little injury of some sort. He certainly came back and bowled some overs later in the day once they had the new ball, but they definitely held him back. I think he only bowled 4 overs in the morning session. And obviously Mohammad Siraj took the 4 wickets as well, but he was a little more expensive. He copped a bit of tap from the Australian batsman. He went at 4 runs and over, which if you look at, Harshit Rana's figures where he went at 5.3 runs per over, or Nitish Kumar Reddy who went at 4.16 per over, I suppose Mohammad Siraj was just about on average with how the scoring went against India's bowlers. So There were some things that India did well today, but in general, we talked yesterday about Test cricket being all about, 5 days where each team gets the opportunity to ask questions of the other, pose those tests to them. And how many answers does your opponent find? Well, invariably today, for the second day in a row, Australia had answers. Yes, they lost. They were bowled out, but in the process, they chalked up 337. Did India score at will during the final session? Yes, 128 runs. But Australia took wickets. They took half of India's wickets. So again, it's 2 days of Test cricket played in the second Test. Both have gone Australia's way. India need to chalk up a day for themselves tomorrow, or there's the very real chance that when it comes time to record this little audio diary tomorrow night, we could be talking about the end of the Test after 3 days if India can't find something with the bat. And it rests on the shoulders of Rishabh Pant, Nitish Kumar Reddy, and, to a lesser extent, Ravichandran Ashwin. All right, that's all from me. If you'd hit that subscribe button, I would appreciate it greatly. And I will go and hit the sack.